Today we are going to be starting back full-time on our Trim Healthy Mama. If you've been watching some of my weight loss videos, you know that I finished the Anatoly Fit. I lost 6 pounds on that 7-week program, so a little less than a pound a week, but hey, I'll take it. And so now we're getting back full-time on Trim Healthy Mama. And I thought it'd be fun. We haven't done a full day of eating in a while. So today, if you don't mind joining me, we're gonna do a full day of eating. I'm also calculating my calories, my carbs, my fat, my protein. So I'm doing those macros for you as well. So I hope you enjoy this video. I hope it gives you some inspiration to maybe come up with some new ideas for eating. I'm gonna be eating Mexican food. I'm gonna be eating Italian food. And today's gonna be a yummy day. It has been a zoo at my house, and I am not exaggerating. I have bought a house out of state. I'm in the process of just getting my house prepped and ready to sell in the next couple of weeks. And so there's just so much work I've been doing. So I'm gonna go ahead this morning and get all of my food made for the day. I just think it's gonna make my day go a lot easier. As soon as the grandkids leave, I'm putting my painting clothes back on and I'm gonna finish painting those bathroom cabinets. It has just taken me all week long because of all this other stuff going on, but I'm determined to get that done today. So we're gonna start off with our breakfast. It's actually almost 9:45, but see, I haven't had any time. So I'm gonna go ahead and make some scrambled eggs. Now I'm only doing 1 egg, and then I'm gonna add some egg whites to this. So it'll just pump up the protein and it'll be really tasty, really good. I always add a little bit of onion, chopped onion to my eggs. It's just something I like to do. And then as soon as this is done, as soon as I can eat as quick as I can with my cup of coffee, I am going to start on prepping my dinner. I want to get it all made so when the grandkids leave, I just put it in the oven, start painting, and hopefully I can get this day done. So let's get started with breakfast. So these are the carb balanced tortillas that I use. I'm just cooking up my egg. It's my egg whites, 1 egg. My onions, I'm getting those all cooked up like a scrambled egg, and then I'm gonna add these to one of these tortillas. Now these are already soft, real pliable, but I'm gonna heat it up over my gas stove. Now I cook these till they're 3/4 of the way cooked, and then I'm gonna take them off the heat because the pan will continue to cook them. All right, my tortilla is cooked. So I'm gonna go ahead and add my eggs to that. I like mine served with a little bit of hot sauce. And with my coffee, that is my breakfast. So the next thing I'm gonna be cooking is my dinner. And now I know it's only 10 o'clock in the morning, but I need to get everything prepped because I have every single minute is booked up until tonight. So I am taking this recipe out of my Trim Healthy Starter book. This is a book I actually read through over the last week, even though I've read it cover to cover several times, just to, get myself situated and find all the recipes that I really liked. There's like 50 really good recipes in this book. So if you're looking for a way to start your weight loss and, you're not quite sure what to do. I mean, I've lost almost 85 pounds, the bulk of it doing Trim Healthy Mama. So the recipe we're gonna be making today is called Lazy Lasagna. Now what I love about this is not only is it super delicious, I can make it ahead of time and cook it for dinner later. So let's go ahead, get our meat started, get everything started. I'll show you how to put it together, and then you are gonna enjoy a delicious dinner if you try this meal. All right, our ground beef is pretty much cooked up at this point, and there's not a lot of grease, but I am gonna take a paper towel and try to get what little there is kind of soaked up into my towel, maybe a teaspoon. I mean, it's just very little. It's kind of funny, you just never really know. Even when you buy better beef, sometimes it's just really fat. I don't know how they determine what's a lot of fat and what's not. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and add my seasonings to the mix. Now I'm gonna list this all in the description below so you know what I'm adding to my mix. I might put it on the screen as well for you. Ooh, that smells yummy. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and give this a little stir, and then you're gonna add some no sugar pizza sauce or spaghetti sauce, I guess, marinara, whatever it is you like. I make my own out of the tomatoes in my own garden, so I'm gonna be adding that. Now, because I'm going to be adding some fresh spinach to this lasagna, I'm gonna go ahead and put this all in here real good. We're gonna let this cook up for a little bit. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add another ingredient to this, because when you add like fresh vegetables or things like that, sometimes they'll make your casserole watery. So one of the things that it suggests in this recipe is that if you don't like that type of, watery consistency to your casserole, to go ahead and add some whole psyllium husk. So I'm gonna go ahead and add a little bit of that to mine. You actually add it to the meat mixture. It says to add a teaspoon or 2. Since mine is completely raw, I think I'm gonna go ahead and add 2. And then I'm gonna cover this and let this cook for a little while I get the rest of my lasagna ready. I'm gonna turn the heat down and let's get started on the rest of finish up our lasagna. All right, now we are going to take 4 ounces, which is a half of a package of cream cheese, and we're gonna put this in our food processor. To that, we're gonna add a half of a container of 1% cottage cheese. If you're not sure what that is, it's gonna be the fat-free cottage cheese. Then you're gonna add 1 egg. And you're gonna mix this all together until it's nice and smooth. Okay, so we're gonna take an 8x8 pan. We're gonna start off and we're just gonna layer everything. So I'm gonna put some meat mixture on the bottom of my pan. And this is gonna help it to keep it from sticking. Can't tell you how good this smells. It just smells amazing. All right, so you're gonna take I took a 10-ounce bag of spinach. All right, so we're gonna put half of this cheesy mixture over our meat. And you notice I really have it, blended up good. It's not, you can't even tell there was cottage cheese in it. I really worked to try to make sure that I have some really good blended texture to this. So if anybody, is like, ooh, cottage cheese, you know what? They don't even know what's in here. Really, it just tastes amazing as well. So I'm gonna put some of my spinach on here. I'm actually gonna put about half of my spinach. Now this spinach is really gonna cook down. And if you prefer to have some zucchini or something like that, you need a similar type vegetable to the spinach, but this is really what I'm gonna use. Now we're gonna go ahead and put the rest of our meat mixture right over the top. And if you don't think this is gonna be good, I mean, I've made this many times. It is as good as any lasagna I've ever had. It is just absolutely delicious. Now I've also, when I've done the zucchinis, whenever I've done those, I've kind of partially dehydrated them, and they actually give you kind of the texture of having pasta. So if you prefer that, you do that. Now another thing you can do, if you're cooking for 1 person or 2 people, you can always put these in smaller pans, maybe cook up one and freeze the other. It's gonna freeze up really nice. I'm just gonna spread this. It's very easy when you're putting it over this hot meat mixture. Then we're gonna take the rest of our spinach, put that right over the top. And it's gonna be kind of a tight fit in here. There's a lot of stuff going on in this lasagna. That's okay, that's what we want. It's gonna, like I said, it's gonna cook down. Now, if you're using frozen spinach, go ahead and let it thaw and then kind of press it through a colander. Try to get some of that water out. You're not gonna be able to do that with the fresh spinach. It's just gonna cook up, and that's what's gonna help with our meat mixture, with putting the psyllium husk in there. It's gonna help to get rid of some of that water at the bottom of your casserole. For me, it doesn't really bother me, but I wanted to show you the difference of how it looks. So, all right, now we're gonna top it with some Parmesan or mozzarella cheese. And it says to put in 4 ounces of shredded mozzarella. I realized I am actually out of Parmesan, so I am going to have to just use my mozzarella, but it is going to be delicious. This is an 8-ounce package, so I'm going to just put half of the package on. So all I'm going to do now is just put a piece of plastic over this, and I'm going to stick it in the refrigerator until it's time to cook it. Okay, everything is done. All I need to do now is the dishes. I'm going to clean up my mess. The grandkids will be here in 20 minutes. I'm right on schedule, and so I'm gonna take care of this, and I'll just take a picture of lunch. Probably I'm gonna be with chaos. So I'll take a picture of my lunch. You know what? I'm gonna do that right now. For lunch today, I had a stuffed pepper with some turkey taco meat topped with cheddar cheese. So now let me tell you the benefit of getting everything done ahead of time, so you are not fiddling with it when you're tired. So grandkids just left, 3:45. I still have a bunch of work to do as far as finishing some painting. So I'm gonna take this cover off, and I am gonna throw my lasagna. Now I have a glass pan, so I'm gonna put this in a cold oven. I'm gonna set it at 350, and I am gonna cook this for a total of 35 to 40 minutes. So I will be back in that amount of time. Hopefully I'll get my different things painted in that time, and I'll be back and I'll show you how it looks. All right, our lasagna is done. My whole house just smells like an Italian deli. It smells so good in here. So let me show you how much you get in a serving. Now, this particular amount of lazy lasagna serves 4 people. This is 4 servings. Look at this. So this is an 8x8 pan. We are gonna cut this in 4ths. This is a serving of lasagna. Now, sometimes when I make this, I serve this with a salad. Today, I actually made some sugar-free Jell-O, so I'm gonna be having some Jell-O with it. Let me show you how this came out. This is my lazy lasagna along with my sugar-free Jell-O pudding. I did add a little bit of fat-free cottage cheese to make it a little bit more protein-friendly, but I also like adding some zero sugar Cool Whip. Because that, you know, what's Jell-O without Cool Whip? It's not Jell-O. And Jell-O's actually, I always freeze mine, so it's just wonderful. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that on there. Now this is a perfect dinner. Now I'm gonna calculate my macros a little bit later, but I'll tell you what, if they're not high enough, I may make a protein shake, or I may have some nuts or something like that. But for the most part, this really has been a pretty good day of eating. I have all the things that I've really enjoyed, and so let me give this a try so you can see it really is good. I'm gonna be serving this tonight with a bubbly sparkling water. This is a cosmic swirl. So I'm gonna have that, but let me try the lasagna for you and let you know how it tastes. Here you go. Look how good that looks. That is so good. If you're looking for something really decadent, really satisfying, try this lazy lasagna. I'm gonna link it in the description below, and I'm gonna go have my dinner, looking forward to this. So thanks for watching tonight, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this video of what I eat in a day on Trim Healthy Mama. I'm going to be finishing out, hopefully, my final weight loss, my last 40, maybe 45 pounds. The doctor thinks I should lose 45, but I'm thinking another 40. And so I will just keep you guys updated. Hope this gives you some ideas, some inspiration. Let me know how your diet's going in the comments below. And if you're not a subscriber, quick, hit that subscribe button. Oh, even more important, hit the like and the thumbs up and all that stuff too. So thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.